Thinking about being a rapper, Chow.
Are you gonna freestyle?
I'm gonna freestyle for you.
Please don't.
It'll be funny. It'll be good.
I got some freestyle for you.
Okay.
Yeah. The Elon Musk, his new rap song.
It's actually called Rip Harambe.
Yeah,
That's really funny. How high was Elon Musk when he made this?
Dude, you didn't see him on the Joe Rogan show?
I did actually watch that, finally, yeah. He was actually kind of weird on that, too.
Elon Musk is weird in general. It's catchy, isn't it?
Yeah, but
no.
Feel free to turn it off anytime.
It's awesome. I would say he's your modern day Tony Stark. You know, especially with Tesla and right now he's going with SpaceX. Oh, by the way, I was playing Gran Turismo.
Okay.
The other day, and then I unlocked a map for SpaceX.
Really?
And you can see the rockets and the satellites. Yeah,
That's cool.
Super cool. Oh, also it's in VR.
That's really cool. I would enjoy that, I think.
Yeah.
I do have a racing game for VR, but it's not that great. So
yeah.
I'd like to
Well,
play.
I mean, remember when I told you, like, the problem with... the only thing... I mean, again, like, the whole graphics thing is debatable. Because as long as you're having fun, graphics tends to be secondary.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
I think that's a fair assessment. But when you start playing it for a while... you start to wish it was a little bit more crisp. And I know it's a console. It's asking for a little too much at this point. I don't, once they get the tech is there, is just trying to bring down the cost to where you can put it in everybody's home. But I'm excited. It kind of.
So you're talking about playing VR Gran Turismo, right? Is that what you're talking about?
Gran Turismo. It's oh my god.
Yeah. See, the problem I had with the racing game I had is I noticed that I was always looking off in the distance to try to gauge my next turn, and distant objects in VR just don't look that good.
You won't have that problem with this.
Really?
Yeah, that's what's great about that. We'll get it set up. And let you go for it, go for a try. Get a taste of the VR side of things with PlayStation, because you have a PlayStation, I think. Right?
I do, absolutely.
Okay.
I have everything.
Oh yeah,
except for
Ferrari.
Except for a Switch, which we're buying next week. Apparently.
Oh yeah, you don't have a Switch either.
Madison's making me get one, or she's making us get one because today I made a purchase.
Dude. Man, social media this past few days has been obnoxious. I know this is not something we normally talk about, but it's been such a huge distraction. There's been no collusion.
Yes.
And everybody, and then now social media just freaks out.
It's pretty amazing to me too that some of the comments I've been reading is people just don't believe it. They're like, he's obviously lying about the report. We need to read the full report so we know the truth. And it's like,
didn't he?
He's not lying.
I mean, even the current, even our current president is even wanting the full report to be released.
Right.
Last I read. I thought this was funny. One of my friends, obviously, he hates Donald Trump. And his viewpoints, won't give out his name. Obviously he views him as a racist.
I've heard these things.
Yeah, yes. It's the cliche, like roll your eyeballs, like, okay, I get it. I know how you feel. Well, I don't know how you feel, but I'm empathetic. I'm very empathetic, and it's like, okay, it's like he's there. Let's get through these years, because like every day you wake up, you still have to go to work and whatnot, and he kind of gives me this lecture, and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna sit here, listen to him like I'm his, I don't know, clinical psychiatrist, even though I'm probably the last person that's qualified to listen to anybody, but
especially with the way you come back with the quips, you'd be like, well, your problem is you're stupid.
No,
I can see you saying
I'm not that bad. I might have said something else, and I'm about to get to that point here, because he's, it's a nation of immigrants, it's a nation of color, and it's like, well, he is orange. Just trying
don't forget he married an immigrant. Like, he gets that.
He
gets
and she's hot.
And
she's hot, so it's like, kudos.
She was hot. I mean, she
still is hot.
She's fine.
She's hot.
She's fine.
She's hot. I mean, it's okay. Oh, you're married. That's right. I get it.
She doesn't mind what I say.
I get it.
She doesn't mind.
I get it. We still love you, Maddie. Yeah.
So funny story. I actually bought a drone today. I know.
Dude,
I know.
Dude, you didn't tell me.
Yeah, I know.
You're
That's
an asshole.
I wanted to save it for this.
Oh.
Yeah.
So what the fuck?
It's not that great of a drone, but it's a good price.
It doesn't matter.
So,
it doesn't matter. Remember, because you said like, hey, I'm not a drone expert. You know, you were telling me this, off camera.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you've played with the Mavic, but hey, you've got a drone. It's a good way to get your hands wet and,
absolutely,
or your feet wet and not worry about crashing and burning $1,000.
Right,
dude, that's exciting, man. I'm super stoked.
Yeah, it's a Typhoon H. It's a couple years old.
Okay,
I got it used for $600. 4K camera,
okay.
six rotors. It has like the retractable landing. And it has like the full 360 rotation.
Okay, I know which one you're
stuff.
talking about. Here's where I'm kind of like, now you deflated my spirit, because I was thinking it was a $60.
No, $600.
No, because see, $600 is still steep for. Because I always encourage anybody who's first time buying a drone. Like, I don't recommend you flying it like just head on first. I still want to encourage you to get like a $60 practice drone. More importantly, to practice.
I mean, I've flown drones before, Joe.
No. I'm talking about like not aggressively. Not aggressively.
Easier than the ones that I've flown too, especially with all the. This is a professional style drone.
I know. I'm very well aware. I'm very well aware of this model.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it. The only thing that would worry me is I was looking at some reviews, and some of them were saying that the obstacle avoidance isn't as good as some of the DJI. Obstacle avoidance.
They've got that in the bag.
Yeah, so that's the only thing that I'm like, okay, maybe I need to be a little bit more wary around objects.
All right.
Other than that, I'm not too worried.
Yeah, but even the more seasoned drone pilots will still treat it like there is no obstacle avoidance.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
There's certain rules that we apply, like safety protocols, fly line of sight.
Mm-hmm,
if you're not flying line of sight, have somebody. You get somebody as a spotter.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of tell you like he's got, if you can find somebody with 20/20 vision.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I'm not, but I can see far ahead. Even with because my glasses are like what do you call them? Bifocals?
Are they
thickness? I mean, they're thick.
Okay, but they're not actual bifocals,
right?
Okay,
yeah, not full on bifocals, but they're thick enough to like chow your. About as blind as a bat, because I flew one of my buddies, Andy, who's a good friend of mine. We flew out to, we didn't fly out to, but we got hired to go down to South Padre Island to film some shots out there, and we were, I was the main pilot flying the Inspired 2.
Okay.
When you get to the Inspired 2 level, that's when you're playing big boy game. Because those are like $6,000.
Yeah.
Without the camera.
Yeah, I was looking at a package I wanted of the Inspire 2, and it was like $9-10 grand.
It's up there
and I was like, man, I want that.
Yeah, the DNG files, it's crazy. The DNG, like it spits out because like it's actual SSD hard drives you have to buy, but it's proprietary, so they get you on that, and you're like, cocksmokers.
Yeah.
It fucking sucks.
Yeah, that's a lot of people do that.
It rapes you on it, and obviously. We were flying out there for like, more than half a day till sunset. So, man, I'm excited for you. So I guess we're gonna race.
Yeah. Well, I was like, the top speed is 42 miles an hour.
Get a throwaway drone.
A what?
Get a throwaway drone.
For what?
To practice on your reflexes.
I'm gonna be fine, Joe. I think you're.
Do you know how many drone pilots? You know how many new entry level drone pilots have told me that? And I was like, and they don't listen to me.
I'll be fine.
Okay.
I'll be fine. Worst case, I'll break a couple propellers or something. I'm not going to, like, destroy this drone. That's another cool thing. Because it has 6 rotors, if one of them goes out, like, literally you could still fly. Like, as opposed to, like, a 4-rotor drone. So I think that's pretty cool. It has a lot of those kind of safety features and professional features and stuff. And for $600, I know it's not the image quality you'd get out of a newer drone.
Doesn't matter.
But
the fact that you have it is cool.
Exactly. Like for me, it's more for personal use than anything.
Yeah.
You know, I just want to learn how to fly drones, and I want to have fun with it.
So
you know?
this is a course that I took. A little free advertising for these guys.
Okay.
All right. Cinechopper University.
Cinechopper University.
Now it's Drone Pro Academy. So if you ever saw the drone and drift video I did.
Yes, I did see that video.
So those are with those guys, and those are I want to say 10% of the guys that were out there were seasoned.
Okay.
Including myself. Chris Newman, who heads up the school, he's worked with big YouTube stars and big brands like Subaru, Netflix. I want to say he was one of the early adopters that helped pioneer the film industry into aerial cinematography. Okay. He's also worked and helped launch like careers for like Lindsey Sterling.
Okay. Yep.
Okay. He's also a good friend, and I think the last time I visited him, his office was right across the street from not across the street, but across the hallway from Devin Supertramp.
Okay.
He does the Assassin's Creed promo videos. I'm not sure if he's still doing them.
The last time I saw him, he was being advertised on Facebook. He's doing like these classes or something. It's the last time I saw him.
He's not. Okay. Devin, as talented as he is, he's not someone I go to.
Right.
I look. I mean, he's got a great style. Don't get me wrong. As far as a teacher goes and the way he articulates things, it's kind of.
Yeah, I mean he's.
And then I'm not trying to bash on the guy. It's like I love his work.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, he did this one video. I think it was for Far Cry 3 or Far Cry 4.
Yeah, he's popular for those.
He did a promo video that was so epic, and I was like, "Congrats, my dude! Yeah. Congrats, that was dope." But actually, I got introduced to him from Lindsey Sterling. When he
met Lindsey?
No, when he was doing Lindsey Sterling videos. Yeah. That's how I knew who he was. So this is way back. That was before he was like a big deal. And then he got sponsored by, what was that company called?
He's gotten sponsored by a lot of companies.
Yeah, I'm talking back then. What was that company? Glide Cam.
Oh, yeah, that's the same rig that I use.
Yeah. So once he got sponsored by Glide Cam, then he just sort of.
That's when everybody wanted when everybody wanted the Glide Cam HD 2000.
Yeah.
And Glide Cam said, or I guess it was a collaboration. There was a Devin Supertramp edition for that, which was like
really
$500 more.
Really.
But here's the thing though. What I love about it is that instead of it sitting on a platform, it's just the what's that one piece that you put on the camera? God, I can't remember. The metal piece where you put the camera.
Quick release.
Yeah, thank you. The quick release plate. I was like, I knew it was a plate, but I was like, there's a word for it. I was like, the quick release plate. That's all it is. It's just a quick release plate.
Okay.
That's all. It doesn't sit on like an additional platform where you have to screw that up and then you have a quick release plate for that. It's just that's it.
Okay.
And
that's kind of cool.
Yeah, and it does hold the red. It'll carry the red, which is like what? It's like you just gotta muscle it up a little bit.
I will say those have kind of gone out of style since gimbals became gimbals became more popular.
I still prefer the Glide Cam over the gimbals.
I've heard people say that.
Yeah.
I've heard people say things like it gives it a more organic feel.
Yeah, that's the one reason, because it's when you work with the Glide Cam for so long, and then you jump over to like the Ronin S. There's a staunch difference on the camera movement. You know, like if you want the robotic straight shot thing, I mean that's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. The organic feels tend to like lean more toward like event shootings, to where they can be more interactive, engaging, and it sets a different human emotion apart from the mechanical feel.
Right.
That's where the organic comes into play. That's what I appreciate, especially when you go into 60 frames a second and then throw it down to 20, and then you post-produce it in 24 frames a second. There's a staunch difference in how the movements react. Right. And then I mean those little minor. I mean you know this, like those minor details play a huge role in the final end product. Yeah,
I've always been more a fan of the Steadicam type setup. Like when you're talking about for larger cameras, I always thought the gimbals were just so impractical. You know, to get the red on one of those, and then it's so heavy, it's just ridiculous. I was like, this is stupid, guys. The solution to this is a Steadicam. We've had it for decades. It's this is what I explain to people, is that to me a gimbal is for specific situations that you would need to hand it off or go places that a Steadicam couldn't normally go or something like that. For the most part, a Steadicam is the best way to go. One, it's going to be a lot easier. And two, because it's going to be more organic in the end, you know.
But let's be a little. Let's not bash on Steadicam too much.
It
was a great start. It was a great start. I mean, because even I know, like, even some of my filmmaker buddies even will, who it's kind of a split 50-50. Like the glide cam requires so much muscle. It's like, well, yeah. You're gonna put a lot of muscle into it. It's like, I can't carry this for like five minutes a day. It's like, then rest 30 seconds and get back on it again. Like, you got a full day shoot, you better haul ass.
Right. And yeah, it does depend on the shoot and the directing style and how many breaks you have and stuff. Yeah. But if you are having like a long day, a Steadicam with a vest and a support arm is like the best way to go about it. And they make those for glide cams.
Yeah. Well, you know, I've never used I've tried using a vest, and then I've done it once and never again.
Okay.
Yeah. I like the flexibility. Buddy, I hit the gym like 5 times a day just to make sure that I'm in good condition, my stamina's up, my health is up, just to make sure that I'm able to carry that thing hours on end throughout the rest of the day with minimal rest. You know, especially when you're at an event when there's no real coordination. Like, you rest, that's a potential loss of an opportunity to capture a great shot of something.
Right.
Yeah. And I know events, like, when you realize like what kind of, you know, filming events, whether it be weddings or parties, concerts, you know, those are uncontrolled environments that, like, look, let's be realistic with yourself. There's no time for rest. You don't eat until the event's over. There's no breaks.
And see, having said that, though, it seems to me that the alternative, better way of doing what you're doing is a vest and an arm.
See, I won't do it.
Because then you really don't have to rest that much at all.
Yeah, I won't do a vest.
But why?
I like the flexibility.
Yeah, I guess I understand that, but I'm saying if you have to go a long period of time and you can't have a lot of breaks, it seems like the vest is the way to go.
I've done it multiple times. I don't have a problem with it.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, there's yeah, you know what? And I'm not saying like, look, these kind of film projects is not for every filmmaker. You know, yeah, it's going to require you to be in a certain type of peak shape. Right. I'm not going to lie.
It's more of like being an athlete, honestly.
You are an athlete. You have to be an athlete. Just to, like, if you're tired, it's like, look, this is not those kinds of projects is not the kind of, you know, glamorous. There's really nothing glamorous about it. You're in it just to
hot and sweaty.
Yeah, you're hot, you're sweaty, you're going to be miserable. But if you're focused on getting that end product because you want to make sure that the vision in your head is going to be translated onto a monitor, that's what you're after. And then it's over after that. And then you do it again. I'm not saying it's for everybody. I'm just saying that anybody who wants to get into that line of work, this is what you're going to need to expect.
Right.
It's not bullshit. It's not a game. It's serious work. You know, you're there to do a good job. If there's a client that's actually paying for it, you better do a damn good job. You are going to break your back getting that shot. I can't sugarcoat any more than that.
Right.
You know, and to have, like, you know, and I've heard complaints, God forbid. Look, if that's not something you don't want to do, don't pursue it. Don't waste anybody's time doing it. It's just the complaints that I've heard. It's like, whatever, roll my eyeballs, move on. Right. Sorry, I had a rant on a little bit. I'm like,
listen, John, I'm here to listen.
Like, I'm talking to you, like, Ian, I need you to fix this now. Like, God. I'm sorry. I'm not. It's not you, man.
I am just hanging out, bro.
Okay,
I'm just hanging out.
I need some water.
Okay, you have your water, bro.
Yeah.
And I'll talk about the weather. So it's nice.
Spring is here.
Yeah, so that's nice.
Yeah.
I'm in shorts and a t-shirt and it feels phenomenal. I like that. And
okay. Yeah. So some video game news, some interesting things that come up with Borderlands 3. I know you were talking a lot of hype about it. Some concerns are, how long has it been in development? I'm curious because I haven't had time to look at it.
Probably years. I would assume so.
Like 4 years?
At least.
4 years at least. Okay, so there's been some concerns, and they're fair concerns. Because, you know, I know this is going to start sounding like a broken record, you know, with concerns like Destiny, Battlefield, Battlefront, Anthem. Some of these big AAA developers, and the concern is, Borderlands 3.
In my opinion, I don't feel like it doesn't have anywhere to go but up to me, because the last Borderlands kind of sucked. The prequel, it wasn't good. I probably played it an hour and put it down.
Really?
And never wanted. Yeah.
I don't think anybody actually played it.
Not a lot of people.
No, they were still on Borderlands 1.
Yeah, right. Recently we've been playing Borderlands 2. And that's fine. But the prequel was just so bad.
Was it?
And it's like, so now if they make Borderlands 3 at least decent, that's much better than the last one. So I'm not worried about it.
Because, there's been some arguments about, it's going to be another copy and paste. It's like, all right, so they pull Call of Duty, because Call of Duty has not had any glitches that I can think of, because it's like all their shit's been copy and paste. And if we get any kind of bashing in the comment section, sorry, that was my phone.
That's all right, man. That's all right.
I know.
My shit's on vibrate, but it's okay for you.
Okay. Call me out, man. I know, it's unprofessional. Watch out, blah, 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 blah.
Man, my phone broke recently, and so now my vibrate is actually super loud. Like, so I actually had to turn off the vibrate on my phone.
Does it feel good?
Yeah, it's actually, so the only time I get vibrations now is on my watch. But if I'm not wearing that, I have no idea if I'm getting.
So when you're jerking off and it's vibrating, does it enhance the experience?
Honestly, yeah. Funny story about that.
Here we go.
Anyway,
brace yourselves, ladies and gentlemen. This is gonna get intense.
Anyway, I did see some concerns that you're talking about. People a little bit underwhelmed with the trailer. The one cool thing I thought about the trailer was that it showed multiple worlds. It wasn't just on, we're always based on this world of Pandora. This one, it seems that it starts on Pandora, but then you're going to be able to go to other worlds. And I was like, that's what they needed. They needed some variety. Right. And so as long as they have that, I don't know, man. It looks fine to me.
Because, mechanics, I would imagine they would still keep it the same.
Yeah, right? I would imagine. Mostly. Yeah, generally, sequels try to add, one or two new mechanics or something.
And then so that's something that... I'm not gonna hold my breath on it, just because it's like there's been too many. 2018, mid 2018, and where we're at 2019 has not been very kind.
Right.
To AAA.
Yeah, I would agree with that. It seems like every other game is a complete failure. Yeah. That's not good. It used to be like pretty much every game was a hit. There's very few games that were just bad, but now it's like every other game.
And speaking of not being kind, a little update on Captain Marvel.
How's that going?
Funny story. There was an article, I think, somebody reported in Reddit or some YouTube videos. I'll have to find it, but they were saying that Brie Larson is not very liked in China.
Yeah.
Yeah, they find her to be too ugly.
In China?
Too ugly.
That's interesting. That's
too ugly.
Really interesting.
Even some of her interviews, she looks a little psychotic, in my opinion. It's my opinion.
Well, China is a really big market, and I've noticed that American films are starting to cater more to China. So if they don't like it, I don't know, man.
Yeah, well, it was just wow. It was like, because you remember, another thing is like, and this is probably gonna upset you a little bit, just as much as it's. Well, I don't know. Does it really upset me? In-game's is gonna open in China earlier than the U.S. markets.
Really?
Okay, that was a moment of like, okay, I'm about to blow up a little bit.
Why?
Fuck if I know. I didn't make the decision. I don't work for Disney.
But I guarantee the reason is because
money.
Bowing down to the Chinese market, because it's so big. That's what's been happening. Like people actually censor their movies now just so they can be played in China, because it's such a huge market. And to me, that's fucked off. Fuck China. I get it. It's money. Okay, cool. But they need to play by our rules, not us play by theirs. Americans do not censor themselves for the world.
What are you, the Mexican version of Trump now or something?
No, it's just it's standard ethics. How fucked off is it
all right. So let's talk about ethics real quick, especially the Chinese markets. Number one, what are they known for?
Who?
China.
Tiananmen Square. Communism, killing your children, death camps.
Yeah, okay.
The
Mao,
Great Chinese Firewall.
Firewall.
The firewall. They don't have real internet there. It's
What?
called the Chinese Firewall.
Okay.
It blocks all real internet. Like, it's a real thing.
Holy shit.
It's a terrible place.
Yeah, well,
and that's what I mean. We're going to go bow down to them to be accepted by their standards.
You know what's going to be crazy? Okay, so the EU has expanded the copyright laws to where if you're a public figure, you can't use their images and likeness. Whether if it's for press or for jokes.
I think I heard about Article 18. I think.
That's what it is.
Yeah. I didn't actually finish reading it to see what it was. But that's interesting.
So say like, you know, I had this discussion with one of my friends, and he says like, oh, it's misinterpreted, and he kind of gave me an outline of what because he's read more in detail in it. So it's like, okay, so basically you're confirming my suspicion that if you're going to centralize that kind of decision to a government where most of them aren't even elected on the commission role, and God forbid why I know this, it's a little concerning. So what if we use some of their images and likeness, like what happens to our channel, and then what happens if YouTube has to abide by that, and because it's too complex to apply certain algorithms on one part of a market, and then and implement an algorithm to meet certain government standards and regulations in another part. What if they just went ahead and just decided to do a blanketed algorithm?
That would be ridiculous.
And then that screws this channel and other bigger channel. Do you see the ripple effect?
Yeah, and that's the kind of thing I'm talking about. Why are we bowing to these people? Ugh, bothers me. It bothers me.
And then there was an argument. I heard there was like some French. I don't know who the fuck this French guy. What goddamn French? I still love my family members over French. There. Yeah, it's the goddamn French. Something about I have to dig it up, but I loosely heard it where it's not fair that they don't have as much content. Like we produce more content than in the U.S. market, and that's why we need these regulations. Like, fuck you. Maybe you need to produce more better content.
Yeah, I agree.
If you want to compete, like let's compete on grounds. You still have the same technology, the same distribution channels that anybody else has. And like, look, if there's people out there that probably thinks our content shit, fine. I mean, you got a little upset when somebody like downvoted one of our videos. I was like, come on. It's like I was like, that's a good thing, right? And you're like, no, that's not. It's like it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. It's good feedback. It's just saying like, hey, there's people out there that like us, and there's people out there that are probably gonna hate us or just not like us, period, or not even want to waste their time on the podcast. And that's okay. I'm okay with that. But man, you were on a fucking.
Sometimes I get heated, man.
Dude, I don't mean to. You got emotional.
Yeah, I didn't get emotional.
Oh, you got emotional.
I got heated. That's a thing.
That's emotional.
It's a man. No, men don't get emotional. But men get heated.
No, it's emotional.
No.
It's emotional.
No.
Yeah, so I'm fascinated to see what's going to happen in the EU, how that may affect our markets. I hope it doesn't, but I'm very worried that it will.
I would be willing to bet. I don't know how awesome the EU is, but if they're anything like us, anything that's that ridiculous will only last like a month, and then it's gonna get kicked off.
Rule number 1: never fight the internet.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't ever fight the internet.
Like they might pass it, sure, but it's not gonna last too long. No way. As long as they're decent.
Well, dissenting opinions and views and voices is always can sometimes threaten centralized power. Actually, quite often it'll threaten the.
Pretty much every time.
Yeah. They're not gonna like this video. They'll probably ban us from the EU. Whatever.
Probably.
Go fuck them.
Probably.
I don't care. Yeah.
Make sure you put as many images as possible. I want to piss somebody off.
It's like you just want to troll just for the sake of trolling.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they're probably gonna ban that too very quick.
For real though.
Yeah. So,
I don't know if you remember when CNN. There was a meme made about CNN
Yeah.
It was Trump wrestling CNN and like body slamming him basically.
Oh yeah.
It's Trump's face and the CNN logo and this whole thing. CNN got so upset about it, they actually tracked down the person that made it.
Oh yeah, didn't they make him apologize?
They tried to make him apologize
or dox him.
Yeah, they were trying to dox him. Basically, if he didn't apologize, they were going to dox him basically, so he could basically face his consequences or some shit. Mm-hmm. So, but the CNN thing reminds me of this just because they were mad about a meme and they were taking it to the extreme of we're going to hold somebody who made a meme accountable. And it's like, it's just a meme. If you cannot handle that, then you can't handle it. You can't handle anything. It's a meme.
Yeah.
You know? And,
satire.
Yeah.
Chill the fuck out.
But you notice how everybody in the U.S. basically rose to defend the meme guy.
Yeah.
Because that's what we do here.
Yeah.
You know?
And you got to appreciate technology, how it's able to scale. Like one person is able to do that, you know, and whether it's satirical jokes, political, whatever. The fact what I saw was that tech is at the point where it's scalable to where anybody can do anything they want. Like one person, you can literally self-teach yourself how to make video games. Wait. I got one person sitting in front of me right now
right.
who sat at this fucking desk. Right. And I'm sorry. So earlier today, you know, some of my friends, God, it's so weird. Like I've had so many, like more friends that I could count started asking me like, how do I do this? How do I do that? It's called a phone.
Yeah. Yeah. It really bothers me when people...
You go to... I got to get this off my shoulder before I go off on a tangent.
Uh-huh.
You go to Google. So if you guys are listening, you type in first two words. How to. What do you want to learn? Do you want to how to upload?
right.
A file, or how to how to learn knitting. Yeah,
it's a real thing.
Yeah.
Yep. I right now I'm learning lock picking. So how to learn lock picking. Boom.
So
videos.
That's Latin for how to break into a bank.
No, it's for personal use.
Breaking into a bank.
For my personal use.
It is personal use. Personal use is like my personal use is to break into a bank and steal some money and then get in and get out so I can buy some more. I don't know, video games.
I'm breaking into banks.
Well, he's just squeezing. Yep. What was that? It was a quick insert. It's just everything, and then there's like, God, you know, and I'm starting to find that learning the tools of filmmaking is more of a trade, right? Where you develop the talent is based on your execution, right? And then based on that, on your imagination, right? Because it's you know the possibilities is limited to your imagination. I guess it's about as cliche as it fucking gets.
Yeah, but it's true.
Yeah, and then it's God, it just bugs the hell out of me. Hey, we want to start a podcast. Do you have a phone? Download an app. There's an app where you can record your voice, upload it to a podcast. Like, what do I learn? You know. And then it's like, well, dude, it's all right there. I promise you. Just spend some time, you know, like practice from start to finish. You'll get it. I promise.
Yeah, you have no idea how many people have come up to me after they've seen my video game stuff and be like, I wish I could do that. It's like, you can. Literally for free.
Yeah.
Like, you can. The software is free.
It's there.
Everything's free. Like,
Unreal Engine has a full-blown curriculum.
I'm sure they do. I haven't looked at it.
You haven't looked at it? Dude, it's on their website. It's like, it starts you from start to finish. Or you can go straight into, they have a YouTube channel.
I think
that'll walk you through the process. Like, wherever all the tools are. And it's... And then, but no. The rest of the country wants to spend $90,000 fucking dollars on an institute. And I'm not bashing on... I am bashing on college. I'm bashing on college. But yeah, but in any case... this bashing's going to have to continue on to the next episode because, God, man, time does run out really quick.
It really does.
And man, we were on a rant.
Yeah.
There's so many things like...
Mostly you. I want to point that out. Usually I'm the angry guy. Today, it was
It's the Angry Asian now.
The Angry Asian. Yes, that's your new name.
What? No.
Yes,
no, it is
Asian.
not. It is
and
not.
Then the logo will have a little steam coming out of your ears. The Angry Asian. Yes.
No. I'm going to leave the link for Cinechopper University down in our description box.
Good idea.
If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button and hit the bell icon to get up more updates. And we'll do what we can to keep you posted on further rants, I guess.
Fun stuff.
Yeah.
Technology, sometimes politics, gaming, movies.
filming with new tech, VR.
Yep.
You know, X, Y, and Z. And guys, my name is Chow. Checking out.
My name is the Blue Lagoon.
That was gay. We'll see you guys next week. You guys have a good night. What was that, man? No,
I was just trying it on.
And we thinking about you. All we ever do, thinking about you. We back at the zoo, man. Thinking about you, man. Where my girl is at?